Hi, welcome to the Clothier Round Table. I'm Mindy Martell, the president of Clothier Design Source.
Hi, I'm Danielle Heiser, the design director here at CDS.
And today we wanted to talk about quality parameters or quality points that when you're designing a clothing line, we think are really important.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the main things is sizing.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm sure many of you have noticed, out in the marketplace, if you go and order a size medium in one brand, and then you go and order a size medium in another brand, they're going to fit completely different. There's a good chance of that.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of size medium does your brand need? And you have to think about your demographic and who you're marketing to and what's going to make sense and what's going to help in sales for your customer, so you don't get returns and people don't think things are ill-fitting.
Definitely, yeah. I'm sure I know that I've been frustrated when I've ordered something online that I thought was my size and then I got it and it was either way too big or way too small, and then you have to exchange it. And, exchanging costs the company money and it causes frustration from a consumer. So I think the very first step to think about when you're sizing is what are other brands that fit well? What's a brand that you think your brand should fit like? You can choose any of them. A lot of people, will choose like a big brand like Adidas or Nike or Kate Spade or, just any brand that that you like the fit of and has a similar kind of type of garment. That's great. So we can start there. And then the next step is to actually purchase fit garments that in your base size. So let's say you want to start with a size medium and you like the way that Nike fits. Well, and you're making men's, order, one men's Nike t-shirt that you like the fit of and one men's Nike short that you like the fit of. And that's a great way to start ensuring that your garments are going to fit how you like them to.
And even if your garments are going to be quite different, I mean, most likely they're going to be quite different than what Nike might be already offering, but it's just a good launching point and a good communication tool.
Yes.
For you to know that you had thought about your fit some, and then for us, the development partner or factory, that gets to understand what you've thought about and make sure we're on the same page. We can help guide you and give advice in this area. We've worked with thousands of brands in many different categories, so we could definitely help you walk through it. But just putting some importance on thinking about your sizing and understanding how it's going to affect your bottom line is really important. Another thing that can really cost a lot of money, I think, is if you have somebody who isn't a professional grading your patterns, which means creating your different sizes of your patterns, or somebody without a whole lot of experience, that can really get you into trouble as well. It's a very complicated process. It sounds easy. You just kind of blow it up a little bit to make it bigger, but it really is a more complicated process because the body grows in at different growth rates at different areas. So for instance, if you are gaining weight, your neck is going to grow at a different growth rate than your waistline. And so those are things that really need to be considered when a pattern is being graded. And somebody with years and years of experience is going to do that very well. But somebody a little fresher to the industry might not do as well. And the repercussions of that are you could spend so much time and money and just pour your heart out into developing a product that then when you go create the other sizes you're going to offer, it might fail if it isn't done properly.
It's really important, and maybe you nail that base size and medium, but no, anyone else who wears a different size, it doesn't fit. And so the what we're talking about with using a size chart and establishing that other brand that you like, what they really have on their websites to help you identify your size, it's called a body measurement chart. And it's the measurements of the actual body of the person who's going to be wearing it. So it's normally, chest, waist, hip, and maybe height. It's not the measurements of the garment. That is not something that people normally need to know when they're buying a garment. They only know what measurements their own body is. But so that's what a body measurement chart is, and it's essential for every single brand to have that.
Mm-hmm. It really is going to help you save money.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the body measurement chart established, and you go back to your earlier example of, I'm going to order something online,
Mm-hmm.
I do look at those body measurement charts and go, okay, the waist says that I'm in this size. I measure my waist, I go look at the body measurement chart. It says I should order this size garment. The success rate of no returns and not having to pay for all that and frustration for the client is huge, because then they're getting a garment that is going to fit properly.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk a little bit more body measurements versus garment measurements. It's a kind of a confusing subject, I think. For instance, if you have a 28-inch waist, certain garments we want to fit a little loose and might have 4 inches extra of what's called ease. So we might want that garment, if you have a 28-inch waist, we want the garment to be 32 inches for this particular style.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell the consumer the waist of this garment is 32 inches, they don't have the knowledge of how it should fit and how it should be loose, and how they shouldn't match that to their body measurement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important to communicate those body measurements.
Mm-hmm.
And I think garment measurements can just be more confusing and maybe even cause more returns.
Yes.
Because the consumer doesn't understand how the pattern maker or designer intended it to fit.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. It can be very confusing.
Yeah.
You always want to use body measurements, never use the garment measurements. Just keep it simple. Use the body measurements, bust, waist, and hip, and you'll be good.
Hey, if I've still got you, it means you are interested in the apparel industry. We have the Clothier 4-step process you can check out on our website, clothierDesignSource.com. It gets you from point A to point B all the way to the end, where you can have your own apparel line, and we will help you get there.